This side Rahul Magan here as a Chief Executive Officer of Treasury Consulting PT Limited. And today we would be talking about a topic which is reverse dollarization swap, not INR, Philippines Peso. As you very well understand that, hopefully you've been to the one magazine which Reserve Bank of India is circulating every month, which is known as RBI Monthly Bulletin. And that is pretty much available on their website, and that is free of cost. RBI Monthly Bulletin. You go to the current account section, and this current account section, you will get a word on the credit side which is invisibles. You would be surprised to know what this invisible is all about. Invisible is nothing but the software earnings which our IT companies like Infi, TCS, Cognizant and other are doing once they are billing their client outside India and they are getting the remittance in India. Of course, this number is shrinking from the last several years. If not shrinking, then this is more or less growing at a very desolate rate. But we are not here discussing that. We are discussing one thing which somehow people don't want to see, which is that 35% of the business of this so-called income is generated from a very good country which is known as Philippines. It's a very beautiful country, to be honest, and government is also very business pro. Of course, they have their own problems and which they are trying to resolve, and hopefully they will soon do. Now we are here talking about a company which is the largest petroleum company of their country, which is known as Fornix Petroleum Philippines. The name is here. They wanted to raise a long-term funding of $1 billion. Although the amount is small, we take it a small amount because the competition wise it is easy. $1 billion from a bank who again needs no introduction, which is Goldman Sachs. So Fornix Petroleum Philippines would be interacting with two setups. Number one, which is Goldman Sachs US, and one is Goldman Sachs Philippines. Now Goldman Sachs US is saying, I agree to give you $1 billion, and the rate which I would be charging is the LIBOR plus 50 basis point. 1 year LIBOR plus 50 basis point. I need not to tell you that LIBOR is quoted 6 months, and you can record this to 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, or maybe you can go once in a year settlement is there like OIS. But if you come down, you would be paying, if you come from 6 months to 1 month, you would be paying the charge. On the contrary, if you go up, you would be receiving the charge. So that is something which we are not discussing. We are assuming that it would be a 6 months LIBOR, right? We are discussing to be a 1 year LIBOR actually. So 1 year LIBOR is 1.02%. It is 1 year LIBOR is 2.72%. Since it is the largest petrochemical company of Philippines, we assumed it to be at LIBOR plus 50. We cannot assume it to be at L only, because if I assume it's to be a L, then it means that the LIBOR fiat means the quality spread differential is 0. Now this 50 is nothing but the quality spread differential. Or even in the today's world, even if Apple, which practically needs no introduction, if come in the market and take the funding, they already have some funding in their books, they will not get at LIBOR plus. They will not get LIBOR fiat. I cannot guarantee if Google or Amazon would come, they will take some funding. Here I cannot guarantee they might get LIBOR fiat. So this is the situation when the Philippines entity, which is the Fornix Petrochemical Philippines, is looking to have a $1 billion of funding. In this $1 billion funding, they would like to have this funding from a bank who practically needs no introduction, the largest bank of the globe, which is Goldman Sachs. In this video, we would be elaborating how exactly this structure would be happen, how they would be doing. Now the issue which Fornix Petrochemical is having is that the functional currency is Philippines Peso, because it's a Philippines company. On the contrary, the funding currency, I'm writing here as funding, is coming in dollars. So that is subject to revaluation, not translation. Translation means conversion of local currency to foreign currency. Once Fornix Petrochemical would be converting the books, consolidating the books, of course they are having different legal entities across the globe. Once they are consolidating the books, it would be in Philippines Peso. That is a different thing. They can restate in dollars, but that is not revaluation, right? In this, Once they consolidate, the funding is in dollar. This is subject to revaluation, because revaluation means conversion of foreign currency to local currency. Now the problem for them is that how they would resolve that situation. And why we refer this as a reverse dollarization swap, because reverse dollarization swap means once you convert the dollar liability to a local currency liability. Now this is a dollar liability they have taken, which they wanted to convert to a local currency liability. So this is a dollarization. So this is a reverse dollarization swap. Of course, the reverse could also be possible, but that is possible only in the case of Indian rupee, who is having good carry. Of course, we are tracking Philippines peso very carefully, start from my days as a corporate treasurer, and I personally see that soon the dollarization swap would also applicable in case of Philippines peso, but only the time will tell. Before moving the video, let me tell you that the 1 year forward premium for Philippines peso sitting today as per Bloomberg is 1 cent here, which is bid side, and ask side is 1.11 cent. 1 cent, which is nothing. But there was a time when the premium were negative. At least now is not the case. Now this reverse dollarization swap is practically divided into two parts. One is principal only swap and one is coupon only swap. We will discuss coupon only swap little later, but let's discuss the principal only swap. In this principal only swap, we are talking about Goldman. We would interact with Goldman Philippines, and in coupon only we would interact with Goldman US. The entity would be same, which is Fornix Petrochemical, Fornix Petroleum Philippines. Now what Fornix would be doing, now it's a zero sum game. It is a board I cannot show you. It is ideally a zero sum game. Now Fornix would be taking any rate. So now today the spot rate, I'm sorry I forgot to mention the spot rate. Spot rate is 52.49 and 52.50. And I'm very much pleased, boss, very much pleased. There are a lot of currencies in Asia who depreciates because of a lot of reasons. Sometimes oil, sometimes their political political issues, sometimes the global issues, sometimes risk off. Issues are endless, but they only depreciate, they never turn out to be carry. But Philippines peso is a currency which not only depreciate but turned out to be a carry. It's a hats off to Philippines peso. I must say that the Central Bank of Philippines, the way they managed Philippines peso in the last roughly 2 years of time is quite commendable job. The job is perfectly done. I don't think that a country like Philippines requires any kind of certification how they manage. They manage it pretty well. I have to say that. There are several currencies who only depreciate but never turn out to be carry. In fact, Singapore dollar, we are a Singaporean based company. We never hesitate to say that Sing dollar is not a carry currency till now. Although Singapore is the global financial center. But Philippines peso is turning out to be a carry currency. Contrary, Philippines peso is not even the top 10 global centers of the globe. Yes, it is one of. It is a developing global treasury center, and Singapore is a developed global treasury center. Still, they are not a carry currency. Coming back to topic, they will say, let us take a spot rate. Okay. Now here we are taking, they are saying we are taking 59. Which rate to be taken? Now it is a liability. So they would be taking that. I know that 1 paisa do not matter, but the perfection has to be there. So they will take the spot rate. I don't term this as a spot rate. I will take this a POS spot rate, which is they would be take as 52.50. You can take any rate. It's a zero sum game. It's an Excel file. If you need it, you can email to us. You will get an Excel file. Now they would be calculating the POS rate. And the formula for the POS rate is, now since it is a 10-year deal, there are two options for Philippines for Fornix Petroleum. Either they can swap for 10-year, the rate would be pretty high, or they can do on Y-on-Y basis. Majority of the cases we have saw that people are doing swaps on Y-on-Y basis. They are not doing on 10-year basis because the cost of the premium is always pretty high. And it is a hit to your balance sheet on a very immediate note. So people will go on one-on-one basis, because if you go for 10-year, Let's take an example of Philippines peso and Indian rupee, although we are not discussing Indian rupee here. Sitting today, 1 year Indian rupee premium is approximately 2 rupees 77 paisa, and 10-year Indian rupee premium is approximately 38. If I take up 38, 10 year, I'll swap this with 10 year, boss, I'm gone, literally gone. My PNL is going to be dent like anything. I cannot have that. I as a treasurer understand that, but do you expect that a normal investor, a venture capitalist, or anybody who is in the market would understand that? He will definitely not understand that. And it is always better to go Y on Y basis. Of course, there are few credentials. Here also, the 1 year premium is at 1 cent, which is nothing. 1 cent, this is nothing. Also, you should not forget that. This 1 cent, we are going to calculate just after that, is nothing. So now what it would happen, the formula for POS rate would be 1 year forward premium divided by POS spot rate. I would like to repeat again, you can take this spot rate or you can take any other spot rate, the interest rate would be intact. So it's up to you. So need not to be bothered about, right? So it would be 1 cent. Now this is 1.110 divided by 52.50. Let us do the calculation. So that turns out to be approximately 2.114%. Now every year, Fornix Petroleum would be paying 1 billion into 5250 into 2.114%. How much it would be? Let me tell you. So this would be 1109.85 million Philippines peso. If I divide this in dollar terms, it would be 5250. That would be approximately $21.14 million, but they would be paying in Philippines peso. So that would be 1109.85 million Philippines peso that they would be paying every year, which is the debit side of the P&L. Now you must be thinking, what is the benefit? The benefits are many. Number one, Philippines peso is continuously depreciating. There was a time when it was 44, I saw. There was a time when it was having negative premium, I saw and also dealt with on negative premium. Now it has moved to 48. Now there was a time when it touched 48. A lot of people said in that 48 is the limit. It will not cross, but it did. Then it crossed 50. People said it will not cross 50. It did. Now it is 52.50. People are saying 53 is the limit. I am saying, boss, it will go to more than 55 because the way economy is growing, it's tremendous. Hats off to them. Now 10 years down the line, Philippines peso, who knows? It would be 65, it could be 75, or it might be 40. Nobody knows, because geographical conditions, political issues like Donald Trump and all, oil issues, IT issues, there are so many things. Nobody knows. But whatever happen, either it go to 89, or it go to 75, or it go to 40, they would only be paying at the end of 10 years. Fornix Petroleum would be paying 1 billion into 52.52 Goldman Philippines. They would be paying only that. So I repeat, they would be taking a spot rate, then we would be converting POS rate. Formula is 1 year forward divided by POS rate. It turns out to be 2.114%. 1 billion into 52.50 into 2.14%. Approximately 1109.85 million Philippines peso. If I convert into dollar terms, that stood up 21.14. Now, the moral of the story, what is the functional currency of Fornix Petroleum? Philippines peso. In which currency the interest is paying? Philippines peso. Do we have any translation issue? Although translation hits CTA, which is cumulative translation adjustment? No. Do we have any revaluation issue which hits the PNL? No. Any fair value hedging required to protect the interest? No. The job is done. So the one leg is done. Now here comes COS. Coupon only swap. In this one issue is done, but one issue is still pending, which is LIBOR plus 50 basis point. Before moving further, let me tell you what did happen in the last 2 days. Today is 2nd of June 2018. Yesterday, Friday, Donald Trump met with North Korean envoy, which is the people came from North Korea in the White House. This was the first time that had happened. The meeting was pretty good. Donald Trump was excited. The summit is on 12th of June 2018 at Singapore. I would be visiting on 17th, so I would be missing that anyways. That Trump is on, the summit is on. The NFP, non-farm payroll data is excellent. US is creating jobs. Dollar strength is up. Although even before these two incidents, Federal Reserve in his meeting last week already said that the June hike is on the card. And 1 year LIBOR is 2.72%, which you can very well see here. 2.72% here. If the Fed meeting would have happened, it might cross 3%, which is an issue for everybody who is having a dollar funding. It might cross 3%, it might cross 4% also, because they are looking to at least have 3 rounds of hikes. So one June, one September and one December. So if today it is 1.75%, it might touch 2.25%. And also if you would have noticed, the 10-year UST, United States Treasury, is over 3%, which is history. Now L is a problem. Now we will mitigate the L. To mitigate the L, Fornix would be paying L plus 50 bips to GS. GS means Goldman Sachs US. Goldman Sachs would be returning L. LL cancelled out, and Fornix would be left with only 50 bips. Now since Fornix left with only 50 bips, now that bank is not a charitable organization, so bank would be hedging this using 10-year IRS, which have taken from Bloomberg. This is dollar IRS. Now since we are talking about a liability side, so the company would be paying 2.95%, which is 2.95% plus 50 bips, 0.50%, which is 3.45%. That would be the total cost of hedging. So every year, Fornix would be paying 1 billion into 3.45%, which is approximately 34.5, which is approximately 34.5 million they would be paying in dollar terms. Now you must be thinking, if they would be paying the dollar terms, from where the dollar would be coming? We are talking about an oil company who would be having some receivable in dollar. Had it not, they have to manage it, they need to hedge it again, else there is a different way of hedging it also, which we are not discussing here. In short, we have taken a liability in dollar, here we converted into Philippines peso, and here we have converted this the LIBOR part. This is cross currency interest rate swap. The total cost of hedging would be 2.114% plus 3.45%, which is approximately 5.5%. In this 5.5%, the largest oil company of the Philippines is free from any revaluation gains and losses. They are free from any LIBOR, and they are free from a lot of things. This is how exactly it works, and this is the structure. In case you have any problem, my Skype ID is Rahul5327. My email rahul.magan@treasuryconsulting.in. My platform www.fixedincome.global. Second phase is coming. Website www.treasuryconsulting.in. Mobile 9899242978. Before winding up, we are offering a lot of training programs. You just visit www.fixedincome.global and you will get a lot of trainings there. More than 135 type of trainings which we are giving. Our endeavor is to grow to 450 very soon, and we are working on that. We are in the PPP business. We have our magazine, which is the Maverick Treasurer, and you can subscribe that. And there are a lot of things which we are hoping. And today we entered the custodian business. Anything, come to us. Have a great day. Treasury Consulting is here to serve you, and we are a Singaporean company. Have a great time, man. Thank you.